I'm just intrigued about your process, because you've said to me before that you do this thing that you take a step forward a season, take another step forward. You might develop a jacquard, you might develop a knit, a silk. You take these steps forward, and then maybe for the next collection, you'll almost look back to go forward.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of we never stop experimenting and developing new things, but throughout different seasons, the things that we find the most exciting and most useful, we kind of reuse it and make it even better, because we cannot stop, experimenting, but at the same time, sometimes it's good when we can go back and, you can say use our own archive.
Yeah. As a resource.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you almost don't realise when you're in the thick of it what you've done, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time to look back.
Yeah, I love developing new techniques, fabrics, different type of knit, print. I can.
So you might develop a jacquard one season or a knit.
Yeah, it could be anything. It depends on a season, but what's exciting about it is that after a couple of seasons, the things that we developed, we can reuse and kind of learn from it. So kind of creating your own archive and then kind of using it.
So re-referencing, because sometimes when you're in that moment of designing it's such an intense process. You don't always see how good something is.
Yeah, you need some time, and I mean bigger brands with kind of long history, they have this beautiful archives that they can go back and look at the cut, look at fabrics, look at finishings, and for us, for young brands, it's more difficult, but we're kind of trying to create our own archive.
It's interesting because I think when you go to any design studio, you'll always find that mood board on the wall, you'll always find those images plastered on the wall. Do you know why it is that designers need to go back and do that?
No, I think beautiful images on the wall, they're all put there for different reasons. Some capturing the mood, some the finishing that you want to reuse, some for color. It's many different elements that you need to see all the time to make you
to sort of propel you forward. Yeah,
it's the same as kind of looking at archive pieces, still images, different videos related to the theme in the collection. And for this particular season, we developed cashmere in Scotland, which was quite amazing because it was the first time that we did knitwear, and it's turned out really, really beautiful. And again, jacquards from also from Scottish mills. We kind of reinterpret this kind of a dogtooth motif into something fresher.
Yeah.
Very kind of I call it very kind of 60s inspired print graphic.
Yeah.
But because the silhouette of the greyhound was taken from kind of Art Deco period.
Yes.
It looks quite strange, but in a good way. I like it. It's like
I love the humour of it.
60s repetition. But from far away, you don't see that it's a kind of dog motif. It's just a graphic. But if you look really close, you see that there's a little statues of greyhound. And yeah, it was quite interesting process to be able to develop your own fabric. That you don't need.
But it's interesting when you say you've taken that motif, that when we looked at the mood board and there are pictures of your starting point, the paintings of the greyhound. I love the humour that you've interpreted that into a jacquard, and you call it a play on a dogtooth, which is genius.
I don't know.
And that's fantastic.
I mean, every time we're kind of trying to have the kind of sense of humor within kind of being kind of serious and focused on what we do. So yeah, that's what we developed for this season. I'm very excited about it.
Out of interest, do you have, and I always like to think this, that there's always something in a collection, or we do it in the magazine, or I'm sure musicians do it in songs, there's just like your own private little joke that you just smile to yourself about?
Yeah, at different times it's different things, but we do have that.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
That's something that's just that you hold for you.
Yeah. It's amazing. We have plenty of that, especially during the night, developing things.
Yeah, there's nights where you get to 3 o'clock in the morning, you're tired, but there's something that
Sometimes
makes
6
you
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and then all doing through the night, because that's what the design process really is, and that's what many people don't really understand.
It's not very healthy though, but it's amazing. You can't do without it.
Yeah, it's
I
part of
can't.
it's part of what propels you forward.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.